Overall, how would you describe last night's debate, and who would you say won?
Well, again, I think it was close in the sense that both candidates did what they needed to do in terms of keeping their base. I think that if we had to say, well, who won on points, Clinton was a little more effective, I think, in getting some of those voters that are in the middle and undecided to move toward her, but certainly was a long way from convincing enough people to win the election. But she kind of started that process, and we're going to see that build over the next two, for the next two debates. So if we had to say, did one candidate, was Clinton slightly better in terms of moving that undecided group? On balance, I think she was.
All right, any final thoughts?
On to the next debate. Yeah, I think that it was less fireworks than I thought there would be, but I think that they both did what they needed to do in terms of that debate performance. So it sets up really for the next two debates between them. The vice presidential debate will not be as much interest. I don't think it'll have much of an impact, but the next two will, I think, be just as fascinating, if not more so, than these two.
At one point, Donald Trump said we've become a third world country. How's that going to sit with American voters?
Well, he said that in the context of trying to hang a lot of those policies and responsibility for where we are today on Hillary Clinton. And he made the case that if he's doing it in terms of infrastructure and airports and roads and the kind of things that people are concerned about. So I think that, again, that was the kind of comment that was really made more to his base, and I think that will strike a very responsive chord with the base in terms of how it affected those kind of independent voters in the middle. I think that it was, in context enough of trying to pin the blame for for the current situation on her, that it's not going to be negative.
When asked how we could bring back jobs from China and Mexico, Trump didn't give a solution, but rather said that they need to stop going there in the first place. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, again, in terms of specifics, we've seen throughout his campaign and even in the debate last night that there's really not a lot of specifics, that the kind of general theme of making America great again, and we're losing, we don't win at anything, ISIS beats us all over the place, we're losing to any name, can go off the list of countries, China, Japan, Russia, that it was more playing to the theme of, again, trying to rally the base to say, I'm going to make America great again, and just kind of hoping that that general theme and trying to say he's the candidate of change will win those voters and keep those voters in his corner.
Hillary Clinton stated that she had prepared herself for this debate. Was that shown, yes or no?
Yes, she was very composed, knew the policy positions, was prepared for his attacks and the questions. So yeah, if you were scoring this in terms of who prepared and did that come through, I think that unquestionably we know which one of the candidates was more prepared.
Many viewers, especially those on Twitter, played the role of fact checkers for the debate, especially when it came to Donald Trump. Trump on air denied saying that global warming was a Chinese hoax, and people retweeted his tweet about global warming. Even Holt said the records show otherwise when Trump assured that he was against the Iraq war. How does that impact his campaign, especially those who are interested in voting for him?
Well, it doesn't really, I don't think it's going to have a negative impact on that 40%. The thing that may hurt him is his response to the Iraq war question, because I think there's fairly good evidence that Lester Holt tried to bring out that at one point in time he did say he was for it, and his response to that was really kind of, in my view anyway, kind of over the top dramatic. He tried to kind of change that question into making a narrative about the media and how the media are against him. And I think at least 4 times he said, go talk to Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity will tell you this. And anybody that's paying attention knows that Sean Hannity is very much of a supporter and is trying to promote Trump. So that was not his best moment.